Matthew Kenslow is an author, speaker and advocate for people with autism spectrum disorder, sharing his journey to inspire others to embrace their unique gifts and pursue their dreams despite disabilities. And Matthew is with us here just now. How are you today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. Now, you've written 2 books about living with autism, so what was it that motivated you to share your story?
My first book, Juggling the Issues, I wanted to contribute and give my firsthand perspective of living with autism, the pros and the cons and the successes that I found. And then my second book, Unstoppable, is about student teaching and substitute teaching and just prevailing in that way. And so if I could do the things that I could do, then I believe so can anybody plus more.
Yeah. So what were some of the biggest challenges that you faced growing up with autism, and how did you overcome them?
Some of the challenges include these. It's hard to concentrate. So reading, homework, test taking took a long time. I had a speech impediment. I
Yeah.
made a lot of friends, but I was shy. And I also had teasing for having autism.
Mm. And in your second book, Unstoppable, as you say, it focuses on your experience with student teaching and substitute teaching. So how did your perspective as someone with autism, shape your approach to teaching?
That's a good question. I just believe that even though we may have some additional challenges, we could succeed if we set our heart and mind to it, as long as it's practical.
Yeah. And you also talk about your experiences on social media. So what was it that inspired you to go public with your story, and how's the reaction been from people on there?
I started public social media in 2017 with YouTube and then Instagram and Twitter, now X, the next year. And
Yeah.
I just wanted to share my story and my perspective. And it took a little while, but I started getting comments of people saying that they could relate or that they could understand their family member better.
Yeah. And despite that, are there, I guess, still a lot of common myths about autism out there that you would want to dispel?
Yeah, like one says that we can't feel emotions, but I
Mm.
could say that, I for one could empathize with people. I could feel what they're going through, but it's hard for me to find the right words on the spot.
Yeah.
Other people say that we could be antisocial, but I personally would say that I'm not antisocial. It's just I desire to socialize, but it's hard for me to put my foot forward and ask my friends to spend time with them.
Yeah. And you've also mentioned before about how music, especially playing the piano, has helped you navigate life's challenges. So could you tell us a bit more about that, and how does that how specifically does music help you?
It's a catharsis for me. I picked up piano playing in third grade and juggling in fifth grade. But for piano, it is a catharsis. Like when I'm playing by myself and practicing, and then being able to perform it in front of people gives me a sense of purpose.
Yeah. And what advice would you give to people who are maybe feel like they're held back by their autism or a similar issue? What advice would you give them to sort of help them?
I would say don't allow the label of autism or the trials to stop you in any way. Sometimes we
Yeah.
got to learn patience. We got to learn to go through things and around things, and things might take longer, but I encourage people to just persevere.
Yeah. Well, looking ahead, what are you most excited about? Are there any particular projects that you're working on, more books or anything like that?
Well, I've may have considered more books, but as far as career, I'm thinking about um, I'm probably going to be a professor, adjunct professor of math at Vanguard, and I'll be continuing to do substitute teaching in my school district.
Exciting. And in the meantime, where are we able to find your 2 books that you've written, Juggling the Issues and Unstoppable, and of course find you on social media and keep up to date with everything that you're doing?
My books are could be found on Amazon or Barnes and Noble, or could be ordered at any library or bookstore. I would put like Unstoppable Matthew or Unstoppable Matthew Kenslow in
Yeah.
on Amazon, and then on social media, I'm just Matthew Kenslow on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram and X.
Brilliant. Well, many thanks for joining us. It's been great to have you on the show today.
It was a pleasure. Thank you.